tell you what I'm doing. I'm talking to that because we are going to put that over our digital newsletter. We are making sure that our digital newsletter is growing. In case you didn't know, the digital newsletter has all the information that you had on here. Also, there's meditations and there's songs. So I hope you're using that. If not, then what's going to happen is all the information, most of the information that I give and that Jeff gives is going to be on a letter that we're going to send you guys for those people who don't have a newsletter. So we need to make sure that everybody who's a member of this church knows what's going on with their beautiful church. With that said, let me start off telling you that we are glad for their blessings, but we're sad to say goodbye to the Ganaway family. Both Jay and Stephanie will be teachers in Midland in just a few weeks. Now they're going to be missed. And Jay did an outstanding job as our treasurer. Jeff Greenwood, ta-da, has graciously volunteered to replace Jay. Thank you, Jeff. Yay. Now, with that one more spot that we need to fill in, we had to ask somebody to join. Not anymore, because for the past year, Natalie Munoz has been our alternate member. But she's willingly changed that, and she will be joining our board to help the church. Thank you, Natalie, for everything. Now, the board is looking for ways to get our church's name out to more people for at least a cheaper way to do it. So now we have a part-time marketing person to do that very job. If you've been seeing some fantastic Instagram videos about the church and about what's going on, that was made by our marketing person, and his name is John Tubbs. Now, the Ben Ficklin Cemetery that's right over there has received a grant to improve its look. So sometime in the future, they will be constructing a fence along the border with us. We are informed that there will be no damage to the cliff, so you can easily park your cars there. Also, the Oneness Park. The Oneness Park is getting a facelift. Members of the Junior Merit Scholarship Program need to do a project, and they have decided to help us. They have been busy helping Barbara straighten up the church and in removing the weeds near the labyrinth. There are plans for the labyrinth to be repainted and for a brick walkway to go from the pergola to the labyrinth. Folks, the church is alive. Before I go on, let me try to explain something to the people who are not here. We understand. We care. We only are looking for your safety. Come back whenever you want to. This church will be here waiting. Now, this board's previous boards have always looked for different possibilities in using the Oneness Park. Currently, the board is looking at the cost of having electricity down at the Oneness Park. That way we can do more things down there and interest more people to come. Let me tell you the bad news, or an opportunity. On June 30th, St. Angelo had a storm, if everybody remembers. Our church was not spared. We had roof and wall damage, and if you can picture where the white walls that are near the parking lot, 2 of them were pulled down. Now later we learned that the transformer that feeds us electricity had hidden problems, because one day we'd have electricity and air conditioning, another day we wouldn't, and then it would just circulate throughout the church. Well, that's fixed. And we are currently working with our insurance company and looking for a company to solve all the problems to make this church a much better church. If you have any questions for me or Jeff, please call up the church and they will contact us. All right? That's it for me. And now our fantastic treasurer will talk to you. Don't let me down.
Good afternoon, everyone. of the church. And we are doing, for everything that is, that we're going through, we are doing very well. We're really blessed. We have our head above water, and so in these times, that's a positive. That's, you know, we want to be much farther along than what we are, but considering what we're having to deal with, we're doing very well. Okay, I say that because to say this is I don't want to make this look like, because there's going to be some negative numbers here, not very many, just one, but I want to explain it to you and why it is negative. Our budget is actually, right now, which I think is incredible considering what we're going through, is only, it's $2,630 in the red, okay? So considering everything, that's incredibly good, okay? But one of the challenges that we're having is at the first of the year when we, or last year when we were putting the budget together, we wanted to cover, of course, the church's cost, everything that, you know, that we have to keep the church going. But we also planned for savings, and we planned for saving for our minister. Okay, so, but what has happened is we're having to use that money to stay where we're at. Okay, so we're not actually able to save like where we want to for a minister, and we've had to stop. We've chosen to stop tithing to our partners, or it's just temporary until we get back on our feet. And that money is going to the general fund also to help pay for bills. And also we have and that's 10% of the money that we take in. Okay, also 10% is savings, which we also use for just general things. But we're having to use that money also to, we want to build that money up so when we get into a crisis situation, we won't be in dire straits. Well, that money hasn't built up enough yet to make everything run smoothly, but it is still there, and thank God we have it. So what we're looking at is that's about I believe that's around 30%. Okay, and so that money is really not going where we want it to go, but it is helping us keep our head above water. So that's the reason we're paying all our bills, but we're still $2,000 or a little over $2,000 behind in our budget. So for the month of August, to cover all of our financial needs, and we're looking at $4,500. Okay, so we need 5 weeks. There's a total of 5 Sundays in August, and we need $900 every week. Okay, to help us get through August. So just keep that in mind when you're giving. If you can't come to church, you can give online. And or you can call Barbara and she can take your credit card over the phone. We are still receiving monies from the gathering and from AA, and that's a total of $400 a month. So that is also helping. We have right now in the general fund, which is our checking account, $1,885. We have in the bookstore $353, and we have in the church savings $2,294. And in the San Angelo area fund, area-wide fund, we have, right now we have money that is available to spend $8,012. But that money can only be used for education, maintenance, and improvements. So we can't use it to help pay just the electric bill or anything like that. So, but what I'm asking, another thing that I'm asking here today is to take all this in consideration. And what is your vision for our church? Is it for us to keep our head above water, which is probably practical? But is it to see us grow even during this time of lack, if we want to call it that, challenge? So I encourage you to please give whatever you can, and so we can not only meet our needs, but for the growth of our church. So we can start tithing into our partners. So we can also plan for having a minister. We can save for those rainy days. Because apparently we're going to keep having rainy days, which we need the rain, so. But anyway, I would just ask you to take all this in consideration. And if you have questions, please call me. You can call me on the phone, talk to me at church, whatever you would like to do, and we can go into this further, because we're looking out for the prosperity of this church. And right now I consider myself and this church very blessed. So thank you very much.
Does anybody here have any questions? Get over here. Does anybody here have any questions? The church is doing well. We are being blessed. I'm supposed to get right here? Thank you very much. We could be doing better. We are blessed more than we can imagine. Let me give you an example. The Unity Church in Burning, that if you looked up there and you saw all these metaphysical things and all these things, they're involved in it. But also, their church service is strictly with the pastor in his living room doing his church service. That's it. Okay? Coming to this church, being able to sing, being able to pray together, being able to do all these things, wow. There's more things that we can do. And if you want to help us, feel free. All right? I want everybody to have a safe week.
Wait, one more thing.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, Barbara.
Want me to do it? Or you want to do it?
Do what?
About the garage sale?
Oh, yes, come here. Let me get this low for you.
Okay, this year we have decided,
Sorry.
we still want to do a garage sale. However, with things the way they currently are, we don't think it would be a very successful, profitable one like it has been in years past. I just cannot imagine that happening right now. So what we have decided to do is do a virtual garage sale. You still bring all your stuff to the church. We still set it all up. It will be plastered all over the internet, Facebook. They will call or contact us and come to pick it up. That is, at this point, the best that I can think of to do. If anybody else has any other ideas, please let me know. I may be calling for help on certain individuals to come help me when people are here to pick things up. But this way we are avoiding crowds. We know who is coming in and out of our church. We know what times we need to be here. So we For one good thing, we won't have the lag times like we've had in the past where no one shows up for an hour or two and then we have a whole bunch of people here. So it will, and of course, the health control won't have to be here that much. So feel free to start bringing your items for the sale in. Feel free to let me know if you want to come help me price. And if you want to be one of the volunteers to be here when people want to come pick things up. If you have any questions, please call me, call the church, or call one of the board members. Okay, thank you.
And we will require these people to come with masks.
Yes, yes, they will have masks and gloves, and it was
Well,
going.
I mean, the people that come and pick up.
Yes,
we will
yes,
require them to have
yes,
masks.
yes, we will require everybody to still wear a mask when they come in. Yeah.
Have a great week. That's it.